Mr. de Margerie, I wonder if we could approach the question of global governance perhaps from a different angle and talk a little bit in the field of international relations. Oil companies play a major role. You yourself, that is Total, is faced with a situation where sanctions against Iran over the nuclear question are inhibiting your attempts to have greater resources that come from Iran. Are sanctions in such a case a contribution to global governance, or would you argue that they are a detriment to global governance, as well as, of course, to your company's profits?
I should have known. D'abord, in English?
As you like. Chacun parle sa langue.
Okay. Esperanto. D'abord, ceux qui perdent au départ.
Well, let me just say that those who lose out at the very beginning is not a company such as Total. It's Iran and the people of Iran and international consumers in the United States, in Europe, in France, because clearly they haven't got access to a very important source of energy resources, gas more specifically. And we know that there is a shortfall in gas. Now, we have to bear in mind that, as ever, when there is embargo or sanctions, it's not necessarily the leaders who suffer most, but the rest of the people. So you might have gathered from my answer that I'm not a great fan of embargoes, but Total always abides by embargoes wherever we do business and wherever there are embargoes imposed. Now, it's true that it's difficult to develop a large project in Iran for 10 or 20 billion euros, for instance, but we want to maintain a good relationship, not so much with the government and the authorities in Iran, but more specifically with our counterparts, with the companies, with the national oil companies and others. The fact is that we work in a 20 or 30 year time frame. So I can't pull out overnight as if I were selling Coca-Cola or Evian water. You can stop trade, but you can't stop an investment. Now, I know that that people often accuse me of justifying my words and my presence in Iran by saying so, but, you know, so be it, or maybe blast it. The fact is that we have to be there present for a long time. We have to make sure that there is oil and gas for those who need it on the international market. Now, if we can't do it for a given period of time, well, too bad. We'll maintain relations and we'll resume our business when we need to. We were being accused of funding or contributing to the funding of professionals in Iran. These professionals are industry representatives who work in oil and gas, or would be they would either be from companies or from government ministries, and they clearly have nothing to do with the nuclear issues. And that was, however, what we were being accused of supporting. I'm not sure this is very useful. Again, it's not so much Iran as a whole that we want to keep aside, but we want to set aside, apparently so, a number of leaders in the country. Now, we shouldn't confuse the 70 million inhabitants of the country, of an old, ancient country with an old culture, and the leaders of the country. I will abide by the international rules, but I would like people to let us do our job. I mean, after all, when there is an oil and a gas shortage, people turn to us and wonder what we do, and what we're doing, and why we're not doing it. But the fact is that, of course, if we prevent it from working everywhere...